What's up, guys? It is Criddle here from the AnimeBallZ.
What's up, guys?
Joined by Vicky D and, of course, Mr. Burnie Burns.
Hello.
Hello and welcome to Australia. How many times have you been over here?
I think I've been here, Gus said 5 times, so I'm going to say 6 times. Just to be a little better.
Just be a little bit
Let me see. I'm now down to where the only cities that I haven't been to are Adelaide and Gold Coast. I mean, I haven't been to literally every city, but I've been to Sydney, Melbourne, Perth, one other one that I'm missing, I'm forgetting.
Hobart?
What's that?
Hobart?
No, I haven't been to Hobart either. So I went down to Burnie, Tasmania.
I was going to say, you've got to be going down
Yeah,
there.
I flew down to Burnie, Tasmania, I think like 3 years ago when I was down here, when from Melbourne.
Just to check out if they had the statue or not yet?
Yeah, I went around and I took pictures in front of all like the shops, say like Burnie photo framing, Burnie muffler shop, and it's just like, I thought that was hilarious.
That's pretty cool.
Everyone just thought I was stalking though.
So having built up this massive empire that is Rooster Teeth, I'm not going to ask you questions like, oh, did you expect to get where you are today? I'm not going to ask stuff like that. But obviously, Red versus Blue, that's been your baby since the very beginning,
Right.
But now you've got Ruby coming along.
Mm-hmm.
How has it been for obviously Ruby's, everyone's loved it at RTX. Everyone is loving in anticipation for it coming out this weekend of the week, Friday in the US, probably Saturday here. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah, we go through those same calculations.
Whatever it is.
You guys are 8 hours behind, but tomorrow, yeah, it never makes any sense.
Crazy thing. How has it been for you being sort of more on the outside looking in on Ruby as opposed to obviously Achievement Hunter? You've been on the outside of that for most of that. You still see the content when it comes out. But Ruby being as big of a project as it is and being another series that you guys are doing as opposed to the more episodic nature that Achievement Hunter is. How's that been for you?
Yeah, well, Ruby's, if we look at the way the company started, Ruby's a great indication of where we are today. Because even when you look at things like Achievement Hunter, and I think Achievement Hunter 2 is a surprisingly narrative show, like a narrative brand, like especially the Minecraft Let's Plays they do. I mean, they build a virtual space, they explore that virtual space, and there's like this ongoing narrative. Like you can't just watch one episode. You have to like build and go, as you go. Even just like creation of the Tower of Pimps for that was one of the early things that they built in that. But Ruby is something to me that's particularly interesting because Monty joined us later in the life of the company, and this is really his baby. And this is something where he worked with us for 3 years on Red versus Blue, and we said, Monty, we can just keep doing Red versus Blue action scenes until we're all long in the tooth and have gray hair. But what do you want to do? And he's a imaginative guy, had lots of ideas. And Ruby is a show, I would say that from the core group that started Rooster Teeth, it's not a show that we would have made. I mean, we would have never, if the company had just progressed with us, we would have never made that show. But it's somebody that came from outside the company, became part of the company, and they had this passion for it, and they're making a show, and it's like, we're all really excited about it. I have grown to learn about anime and have an appreciation for anime that I didn't have when we started making Ruby. So as the show and the company have grown, I've grown along with it as well. So I'm really excited about it coming out. I think that Ruby's going to have a whole new audience for Rooster Teeth that we haven't seen before. I think there's going to be a lot of people in our current audience that like it a lot, but I think more than that, we're going to see a lot more people discovering Rooster Teeth because of Ruby.
And that's fantastic. It's really good that you guys are going to be able to expand that way, because obviously you've had a lot of fans come in purely on the Achievement Hunter side and never seen an episode of Red vs. Blue.
Yep.
And you've got the Red vs. Blue fans that have never seen anything Achievement Hunter. And so that's going to be, effectively going to have like 3 or 4 different fan bases from different areas coming in, which is, it's actually really amazing to see. You don't usually get many groups that get to have their own niches based on different things that they produce.
Well, as we grow as a company too, I mean, that's the way a lot of big production companies are. I mean, you don't really watch movies based on what production company makes them. Maybe Lucas is like that, or like you hear Spielberg movies coming out, you go see it. But I mean, there's a lot of production companies you just don't know who the name of them are, and you go see them because you're interested in them. But you don't say, oh, well, you've seen this legendary picture. What about this legendary picture? It's like, well, I don't base my choices on that. So Rooster Teeth is weird because we're still at that level where because it's a Rooster Teeth production, people watch it. But pretty soon we'll just get to these brands getting so big that they won't even be aware that the same people are making 2 shows that they watch, perhaps.
Which is, like, it's phenomenal that, I mean, you guys in 11 years have gotten up to this level from a little show that you sort of made, this is going to be, I'll show this to my friends to be pretty funny. We'll make 6 episodes.
That's right. We thought it was the last 6 weeks.
6 weeks at total, and now you're in your 11th season, which is crazy, especially with bringing on people like Monty, how you've gone from just having the bobbing head sort of stuff to now full action sequences where everyone's getting their ass handed to them by text or something like that.
Right.
And the entire freelance thing, which you wouldn't have been able to do without, or not do well without people like Monty involved. So I mean, that is phenomenal.
Like you said, Monty's voice, the sun went behind a cloud. Well, I think, you know, believe it or not, I don't know how interested people are in these kinds of metrics, but the majority of our views for the big channels for Rooster Teeth come from videos we have produced, not videos we are producing. So the back catalog of our videos actually drives as much or more views than the stuff we work on week to week. And that's a symptom of just being around as long as we have. So it's like we're now seeing that as well, where we can, you know, just keep our content online and we can go out and develop new shows.
Fantastic. Well, anyway, thank you so much for your time today.
My pleasure.
We very much appreciate you coming down. This has been Burnie Burns. Remember to check out the panels at PAX. They will be on the Friday, apparently at about 1:30 p.m. we'd like to say. Definitely get some merchandise from the Hanabee team, and thanks again to them for helping us set up these interviews. But for now, I've been Criddle, this has been Vicky, this has been Mr. Burnie Burns, and we'll catch you guys on the flip side. Our catalogue to get through, which is nice.
So you said you watched Fails, was one of the first ones you watched?
Yeah.
Was it the first like Rooster Teeth thing that you experienced? Was Fails of the Week?
Yes it was.
Oh really? Cool. And it was like the first achievement hunter thing that you watched?
Whatever the very start was.
Just started at the beginning?
Like, I've been that.
Probably forced enjoyment.
Yep.
Yeah, that was pre.
Burnout Paradise was the
Burnout
first?
Paradise was the very first.
Very
video,
first
yeah.
one?
That sounds like I've been where it started, because I was on the forums from pretty much the very beginning.
Oh, man.
I've been, you know, I've got the achievement thing on there for like top 500,000.
Milestones, not achievement.
Milestones, achievements,
Yeah.
whatever they are. Are we good to go?
That would be.
Excellent. So just left you in the lurch.